you're sweaty.
I'm sweaty.
See, sometimes closeness is not the best thing.
He's like, damn.
We walked a long way here.
Okay. Well, this is Jackie with Inthekeyofchange.com. I'm here with the gentleman of Mission South at South by Southwest. Try saying that one 5 times fast.
Oh, yes.
What are some benefits of playing this festival?
I think the first one is that we're a band that does like a lot of our own booking and stuff, so you meet people from all around the country, and it's like if you kill it at these festivals, those people go back to their own places, and when we're touring around the country later, like April, we're on the road all of April, it's a really easy chance for us to follow up with them.
I think also a lot of the fans that you do make are sincere music lovers and really like live music, so I think that's a huge benefit to playing South by.
And finding $10 on the ground.
Yeah,
finding $10 on the ground.
And there's just people everywhere, like no matter where you play, there's always going to be somebody there, so
And beautiful girls. And beautiful girls.
Pretty girls are always an incentive.
Yeah, perfect weather.
That's true. The weather has been literally just perfect.
Any negatives?
Parking is really difficult.
But it's not bad. No, and honestly, I honestly say no. Like, we came here having like heard horror stories, and it's just gone awesome so far. We've just been having a blast. It's been great.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
This is my first time as well. I've heard horror stories as well.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Absolutely.
Now, you did 3 shows in one day.
Yes.
Lots of interviews.
Yeah.
How do you keep going? Because that's a long day.
For me, it's also exciting that the adrenaline kind of keeps you going. Even if you're tired or whatever, it's just each time you play a show, you're in front of people and the adrenaline starts going. So that keeps me up.
And they're also we only play for 20-25 minutes, so they're small shows, so you only kind of play a couple 5 songs, so it's pretty easy to just play and then have a little bit of rest and then play again,
No, it's true, and I don't have an answer for that as much as I think that when I thought about those shows, I was kind of like, we'll be conserving energy, but I also feel like we just go all out. Yeah. So it's true. At the end of the day, we're beat. We hit the ground last night and we were just done.
Yeah, we definitely all took a break just back at our car just for an hour, just maybe 8 o'clock at night before our last show. We're all just. I think I slept on top of my hardware bag for about 20 minutes. So I guess that shows you it can take a toll every now and then.
Yeah.
Now, you guys were friends growing up in the D.C. area.
Yeah.
I'm from D.C., so I know what it's like. Being friends growing up and still in a band, has that helped or hindered you, and if so, how?
That's a good question.
I'd say, personally, helped kind of innumerously because we're at the point where it's not that we're beyond conflict. We're individuals and we're making a creative process. So there's different things that come along the way that we have differing opinions about. But it's just it's so much past that. It's we're brothers and we wouldn't turn our backs on each other for anything. So I think that's it at the bottom. The bottom line is just that every band is going to encounter hardships, and I think that there's just this extra safety net there almost, where it's just it's all good, So that's what I'd say.
Yeah.
So how, either from growing up in D.C. or as being friends, how would you describe your sound to new listeners?
Oh, man.
Oh, that's the hardest one. Throw it on me. Our sound is really eclectic. A lot of times we get people say we sound like the Black Keys, Kings of Leon, Ben Harper. I think the Ben Harper reference is for Dan's voice. He's got kind of a really soulful voice. But we try to bring in a lot of different influences. I listen to a lot of jazz. John listens to a lot of country and folk.
It's a kind of myriad of things, but I think that it's kind of we said it falls into the category of roots rock, so it's kind of soul, jazz, pop, alternative, all those things. And the other thing is that it's constantly changing. I know that was a lot. I just threw a wall of genres at you.
Yeah. Totally. It's cross-genre. There you go. It's a hybrid.
And I think part of that is due to the fact that we try to achieve different things with our recordings than we do with our live shows. And with the recordings, there's an overall feel that we kind of go for that tends more towards the side of a little bit accessible, but also something that's kind of new. We try and change,
experiment a little bit with different sounds and different textures on the album, so that it doesn't. So it's it's rock music, but it doesn't sound like traditional rock music at all.
And I think with the shows, we definitely try and keep it more kind of just raw and energetic. So it comes out kind of like sounding like two different things, which we like. So
other than cross-genre, multi-hybrid, what are some other words or describe your new EP Migration?
I think one thing that we wanted it to be is we wanted to experiment, but I think we also wanted to keep it honest. Like we want everything we do to feel emotional and powerful and meaningful. You know, it's like it's not supposed to be like there's no like catches or like gimmicks. Like I think that's we have all these different genres, but like the bottom line is like everything we want it to be meaningful and we want it to be emotional in a way that you can just feel it, whether live show or recording.
We definitely try and go for that. Yeah.
See, that's way more specific than what you were saying before.
We're still figuring it out.
Yeah, we're still.
It's all good. I read somewhere that you had the luck to meet the Lumineers. What was the best piece of advice they gave you? Or any piece of advice?
I think we all had a long road.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
Keep touring.
I think
we've been doing a lot of touring, just setting up tours ourselves up and down the East Coast. And they just said, yeah, keep at that. Like if you keep doing that, you're gonna make new fans, and like that's where you're gonna meet the right people. It's just on the road and exposing yourself. So that was a good takeaway.
Yeah, that was a good takeaway. I think that they also said, and kind of like in that similar vein, we were like asking them about DC, and we're like, we're a DC band, like the scene is like good here, but like it could be improved upon. And I was like, well, what do you guys think about that, And they're like, look, like it's not where you're from or anything. It's like you're gonna find these pockets of places that you're gonna do well in, and you're gonna start loving to play there. And that's already happened to our band.
Yeah, we went to Memphis and just had an awesome time.
Yeah.
A little Irish pub full of like biker type dudes, and they loved us.
Yeah,
they thought it was awesome. We had never played Memphis before. Turns out Memphis loves Mission South.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew? So what's up next for Mission South?
This is the start of our tour, so we're going to be on the road until the end, basically, until May, until the first weekend in May. So we'll be doing that
in Austin in a month. We can't even believe it. We're going up and down the East Coast, but before that even happens, in about a week and a half, we're going to release our music video for the single, which is Peaches. And we're completely stoked about this music video. It's so cool. We teamed up with this company called Eastward Films, and we really put together like a narrative short film that it's kind of like this twisted romance between a hitman and a writer, and there's like a crazy car accident scene, and it's just wild, and it just totally captures the intensity and like the seductive nature of Peaches, which is our single off our album, which is next up on the list, which is April 9th is the album comes out. So music video, album, tour.
Sounds like you'll be busy. So fans, stay tuned for more from Mission South. This is Jackie with Inthekeyofchange.com.